Today's Daily Read Aloud is Little Miss Twins from the Little Miss book series by Roger Hargreaves. You just couldn't tell them apart. Who? Why, Little Miss Twin and Little Miss Twin, of course. Who do you think? They lived in a funny sort of a country called Two-Land. Why was it called Two-Land? Oh, you'll find out soon enough. One morning, Little Miss Twin and Little Miss Twin were having breakfast. 2 boiled eggs each. Suddenly, there were 2 knocks at the door. They both went to see who it was. And there, standing on the doorstep, were 2 postmen. "Good morning, morning," they said. People in Two-Land tended to talk like that. "2 letters for you, they said. "Ah, good, good," exclaimed the twins. They read their letters while they finished their breakfast. After reading their letters, and after washing up, and after making their twin beds, the twins went shopping to Two-Town. On the way, they passed 2 policemen. "Hello, hello," they said. The twins bought 2 loaves of bread from Mrs. Twice-Slice, the baker's wife. Then they went into Double Chop, the butcher's, and bought some sausages. "2 pounds of your very best sausages, please, please," they said. "You'll enjoy these," smiled Mr. Double Chop as he wrapped up the sausages in 2 parcels. Then the twins went home to 2 Times Cottage. Oh, didn't I tell you? That was where they lived, in Two-Land. Mr. Nosy was driving his car back from Happyland. He had been to see how Mr. Happy was, stayed the night, and was now on his way home. As he was driving along, he noticed a signpost he had never seen before. It was pointing to Two-Land. "Two-Land?" he thought to himself. "I've never heard of such a place." So, being a nosy fellow, he turned the wheel and set off to find out where Two-Land was. He's not called Mr. Nosy for nothing. Nosy by name and nosy by nature. It was a very warm day, and Mr. Nosy began to feel decidedly thirsty. He stopped at the first cottage he came to. Little Miss Twin was outside, gardening. "I say," called out Mr. Nosy, "could I possibly trouble you for a glass of water? It's so hot today," he added apologetically. Of course," smiled Little Miss Twin. "Come on, in." Mr. Nosy couldn't quite understand why she was talking like that, but he was much too polite to mention that fact. He got out of his car and followed Little Miss Twin up the garden path of 2 Times Cottage. "After you," she said, opening the door for him. Mr. Nosy went in and jumped. "I thought you were behind me," he said. No," laughed Little Miss Twin. "She's my twin." "That's right," giggled the other Little Miss Twin behind him. Am I in Two-Land?" Mr. Nosy asked the twins as he sipped his glass of water. They both giggled. "Ha, yes," they said. "And do you always talk like this?" he asked. "Like what?" they said. "Would you like to stay for lunch?" asked one of the twins. "It's sausages," added the other. "Oh, how very kind," replied Mr. Nosy. Their way of talking seemed to be catching. After lunch, the Little Miss Twins promised to show Mr. Nosy around Two-Land. They took him to Two-Town Art Gallery. There were 2 of every painting. They took him to the Two-Town Hall to meet the mayor, Mr. Double-Chin. "Welcome to our town," he said, as he shook Mr. Nosy by the hand. And then the 3 of them went for tea to the main hotel in Two-Town, the Ritz. They had 2 cups of tea each and 2 sandwiches each and 2 cakes each. "Oh, let me pay," said Mr. Nosy. "Ah, no, no," they insisted. "You're our guest," they added. It was getting quite late when they came out of the Ritz. "Oh, I really must be going," said Mr. Nosy as he climbed into his car, which he had parked outside the hotel. "I don't like driving in the dark." "Lovely to meet you, Mr. Nosy," said one twin. "I hope we meet again soon, said the other. "Bye-bye," called Mr. Nosy as he drove off. "Bye, the twins called after him. 2 days later, in Tiddletown, which was where he lived, Mr. Nosy received a letter. It had a 2-land postmark on the envelope and 2 2-land stamps. He opened it in great excitement. Inside the envelope was a parking fine for parking his car on a double yellow line outside the Ritz in Town, which, as you know, is no place to park. If you liked the video, hit the thumbs up button. We have a new story every day, so make sure you subscribe. The end.